Well, with just 2 days left of his presidency, President Barack Obama held his final news conference at the White House today. He answered a wide range of questions and even gave a final message of hope. CBS 2's Derek Blakely is live from Capitol Hill with more on that final news conference. Derek?
Rob, President Obama spent an hour with reporters in the White House briefing room today, and ironically, that's the same facility that aides to his successor, President-elect Trump, have hinted might be removed from the White House altogether. In his very first answer, President Obama explained why he decided to commute the sentence of Army Private Chelsea Manning, who pled guilty to leaking thousands of classified documents.
Let's be clear, Chelsea Manning has served a tough prison sentence. So the notion that the average person who was thinking about disclosing vital classified information would think that it goes unpunished, I don't think would get that impression from the sentence that Chelsea Manning has served.
And later, in his final answer at his final news conference, President Obama turned reflective, voicing deep confidence in the future of America.
I believe in this country. I believe in the American people. I believe that people are more good than bad. I believe tragic things happen. I think there's evil in the world. But I think that at the end of the day, if we work hard and if we're true to those things in us that feel true and feel right, that the world gets a little better each time. That's what this presidency has tried to be about.
And as he leaves office, a new CBS News poll shows a majority of Americans are viewing President Obama's presidency in a highly favorable light. Looking back over the past 8 years, 62% approve of how President Obama has handled his job. That is the third highest rating that's been given an outgoing president since 1981. Both Ronald Reagan and Bill Clinton hit the 68% mark. Most also approved of President Obama's handling of the economy and foreign policy. So President Obama can certainly say that as poll numbers go, he is going out on the same kind of wave of approval that swept him into the White House. We're live in the nation's capital. Derek Blakely, CBS 2 News. Rob and Erica.
Okay, Derek, thank you.